Ruth Chris Steakhouse gets black fatigue after viral video. What happened?
I remember that dude that took his wife out to Ruth Chris for Valentine's Day or something like that, and he was complaining that he saw people in there like sagging their pants and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that was me. So it turns out, not only did Ruth Chris see that video, they liked that video.
Oh, shit.
Not only did they like that video, they just came out with a statement saying they're about to reinforce a dress code policy in their restaurants. All right, so this article is from the New York Post.
Okay, look. Look. I am as pro-black as they come, but I will say this. As somebody who has done sales, right, since 2019, I am fully under the belief that presentation matters. The way that you present yourself from a visual lens truly does matter in the way that people perceive you, treat you, and respect you. Okay? I don't care if you sag your pants. I personally haven't sagged my pants since I was 19, and that's not me saying that my shit be all the way up, you feel me, to the waist and shit. No, my shit, you feel me, my shit be lowered a little bit, but my ass don't be out. I don't feel comfortable with that. Keep it 1,000 with y'all, okay? And even when I did, I had a shirt over it because the thought of just your ass out, it's strange. Okay, it's a bit strange to me. But with that being said, I don't care if you sag. I don't give a fuck. Live your life, do what you do. It's just not personally for me. I cut that out when I was 19, like I said. But if I did, I can guarantee you I would be very intentional about when and where I did so. I don't think this is a racist thing. I really don't. I personally am under the belief that this is a class type of thing, which you can argue is racist because of, you know, benefits that white people have, you know, had and attained as opposed to black people. I understand that. Let's not get into semantics. Let's not get into those gritty details, although I understand. What I'm simply saying is this. At surface level, I understand the way that you present yourself from an exterior aspect. It matters. Very much so. Because if I knock on somebody's door, I did door-to-door sales for 1.5 years. That's how I got my start. If I knock on someone's door and I got my hood up and I got my hands in my pocket, you feel me? And I'm looking down. 1, my body language is conveying unsafety. Okay. 2, my attire, if it's all black, all like my pants is sagging down to my knees, I don't look presentable. I don't look professional. I don't look like I'm up to something, you know, like let's keep it, you know, appearances matter. Appearances do matter. I am truly under that belief. So I don't think Ruth Chris, the restaurant, is being racist by saying we don't want to have people with their pants down to their knees showing their ass all out. Hey, yo, by the way. But ass all out at a restaurant where people with money who come here to have business meetings, who come here to, you feel me? We want to maintain that customer demographic. From a business standpoint, I can't blame them.
It was just published yesterday, the 13th. Today's the 14th, all right? Title is Ruth Chris Steakhouse Owners Crack Down on Diners Dress Code. And y'all can read the rest of the article. Y'all can look it up. But basically, they cracking down on a whole lot of stuff. Hey, shout out to Ruth Chris. This cool. This is cool. Now, maybe this is a coincidence. Maybe they never saw my videos. Maybe this was already coming down the pipeline. But I come on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't no coincidence. It's not no coincidence. Over this last weekend, Valentine's Day weekend, my wife and I, we was at Ruth Chris, right? We went to Ruth Chris. That was our first time, and I did a video on it, and like we were just like grateful to be there because last year around this time we couldn't afford to be there. We couldn't afford much of anything, so you know we just did a video. Like I was just so grateful, right? But there's one thing that I do have to talk about. I don't know what it is with us. And I hope you understand what I mean when I say us.
I understand.
I don't know what it is with us. Like, we feel like we have to bring this, like, street energy.
Everywhere we go.
Everywhere we go.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Why am I sitting down with my wife at?
No, that's very, very real. And that's one thing. Listen, I talk about the bad within all communities. I can talk about black people and black communities as well. I don't shy away from it. I agree Niggas want to be hard everywhere they go. Y'all want to be thug. Y'all got y'all shiesty on. Niggas is moving around everywhere y'all go. Y'all in a upper crust type of establishment, and you still wanna cling to your hood shit. And I get it, nigga. I'm from the hood, bro. I get you 1,000%, gang. But niggas be trying to bring the hood shit everywhere. I'm still the same nigga that'll smack the shit out somebody disrespecting me, or disrespecting somebody I love. Nothing can change that from you. That's who you are. You the type to stand on business, stand on 10, protect what's yours. That you could still be a nigga in a polo. You feel me? Not the polo. I'm talking about, like, you feel me? The y'all know what I'm talking about. You could look like you about to go to a business meeting. You could have your business casual fit on. You could have you feel me? And still be cut from that type of cloth. But you don't gotta be a gangster everywhere you go, thugged out nigga, that everywhere you go, bro. We in the DMV, my nigga. I'm just trying to get my license renewed. I'm just trying to, like, you in here looking all tough and shit, looking mad, nigga. Like, bro, relax. The sun is out. It's a good day. You feel me? But I understand, bro. That's part of the fucking culture, and I hate that shit, bro. It's like niggas want to be a gangster everywhere they go. Niggas want to be tough everywhere they fucking go. Like, damn, nigga. Crazy.
It's cutting into this nice ribeye. And I see dudes walking by with their pants sagging, with their jeans sagging, with these bubble coats with their hoods on.
They so hood in this hole. Everybody in here been hollering all kind of shit. I don't know what the they got going on at Ruth Chris, but they is acting real ratchet in this mother.
He set off a huge discussion, in which obviously I reacted to also. He set off a huge discussion about whether or not black people or the culture, and let's not even say black people. I have to train myself differently because black people are not a monolith, and there are some really, really great ones. A lot of them.
I was going to say, please correct that. There's a lot of amazing black people. I am under the belief that most black people are amazing, kind-hearted, generous, loving people. Okay? That's the God's honest truth. Most black people aren't trying to be gangster. Most black people aren't trying to be thugs, trying to be ghetto, trying to be hood. You feel me? Let's keep, even the niggas like me who grew up in the hood. Nigga, I grew up watching anime. I wasn't trying to be on no gangbanging type of time. Nigga, I seen them niggas over there. I was like, all right, that's what you do. Copy, say less, gang. I fuck with you, but I'm over here with it. I'm doing music. I'm trying to rap. You feel me? I'm watching anime. I'm on Bleach right now. Like, that was me, nigga, growing up. I was never trying to be this fucking tough nigga. Ever. And I done fought my whole fucking life because niggas always tried to play with me because I was quiet in the cut. They think cause you quiet and you just be to yourself, that means you pussy, you buns. Nigga, nah, it ain't never been that. Ever. Okay? But I'm not the type of nigga to try and act like this tough fucking gangsta ass nigga. That's not me, bro. I like anime and shit. Like, come on, son. You feel me? But he's keeping it a band, bro. Most black people don't be on that. It's a very small percentage of us who are even in prison, and even those ones in prison are in there for the majority's sake on some type of non-violent crime. Okay? Drug possession or some shit like that. Most black people are good fucking people with good hearts who just want to live their lives freely. That's it. So this stigma that gets put on all of us, it's very, very exhausting, and it's disingenuous because it does not portray the majority of us.
Black culture chose violence. So many people actually reacted to this and said, listen, Ruth Chris is not fine dining. I don't care how much money it costs. We have ghettofied it, and we have made it horrible for people to patronize. And I just was so amazed and appalled at so many people, because I don't even think that just because it is required for you to carry yourself appropriately in certain environments like a Ruth Chris, and there's several different restaurants obviously that we can name, but we not, because we're not trying to, bring visibility to everybody. But the point is even if you're going to a regular restaurant, I think you should carry yourself and dress appropriately.
Correct. Now, I'm not going to say the dress part. Depending on where you are, dress how the fuck you want to dress. I can't tell you what to wear, but act accordingly. That's it. You feel me? Like, act accordingly. Why are you twerking on top of a table? It just, like, come on. Why are you trying to start a fight? We're in IKEA. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, y'all niggas don't gotta bring this hood ignorant shit everywhere y'all go. Can y'all turn it off for like a second? Can you switch it off? When I'm in the hood and I'm with my hood niggas and I'm in that environment, cool. I'm chill. I feel most comfortable. That's where I'm at. That's where I grew up. This is who I grew up around. But I also know how to turn that switch off when I enter a certain establishment with all these uppity white people, so that they're not trying to put a stigma on my entire race. Because I understand that as a black man, we're not individualized the way white people are. A white man commits a crime, he had mental health issues, he had psychological issues. It's individualized. He was radicalized. It's all individualized. But when a black man does a crime, it's our entire fucking race that's at fault. Okay? I understand that. So I present myself in a certain way, one, because that's just who I am. I'm not even putting up a front. I like reading books. I like learning. I like being educated. I love being an intelligent black man. I love being intelligent. I love being intelligent. No one will ever take that shit from me, and I'll still smack the shit out somebody. Try me if you want to. But that ignorant hood shit don't gotta go everywhere. Code switch, nigga. I done seen the most hood. I'm talking about this nigga is the most street nigga on the face of the planet. He will boom somebody. But when he's on the phone with customer service, hello sir, how you doing today? How's your day going? Pleasant? Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Listen, I have this issue that I needed your assistance with. Even that nigga can know how to code switch.
It doesn't matter, right? You should try to do your best. I'm not saying you got to put on a sport coat to go to Applebee's, but you should try to do your best no matter where you go. So when he brought this up, I don't know why I had these crazy expectations that everybody was just going to be like, you know what? We do need to do better. We do need to do things correctly. I was wrong. I could not have been any more wrong than I was when I then found out that everybody was appalled at him saying that people needed to carry themselves a certain way when they go into Ruth Chris. Well, to my surprise, and I'd like to think that I had something to do with the visibility of this also, Ruth Chris coincidentally said, you know what? We do need to enforce a dress code. We do need to make sure that we don't go to the bottom of the barrel in our reputation because we're trying to appease and play the game of, I don't want to offend the culture, diversity, equity, and inclusion, making sure that we are really fighting the power so that we can get the American dollar. You know, you don't want to boycott, like, you just don't want that.
At the end of the day, I'm somebody who's very business minded. And if you have built a brand, you have established a certain brand, a certain image, a certain ideal that comes along with said brand, and you don't want to diminish that, you have every right to do so. Okay? You have every right to do so. And it's not racist for you to say, I don't want certain activity in my establishment. Because I promise you, with these new rules set in place, even if a white guy or wigger comes into this establishment, pants down to his knees, you know what I mean? Just looking rough, they gonna give him the boot too. Just keep it 1,000. Okay? How you present yourself matters. And I love streetwear. You see how I dress? I love streetwear. I love wearing baggy clothes. I like wearing fly shit. You feel me? I like Jordans. I like all that. Like, nigga, what are we talking about? I'm not trying to tell you to stop being who you are. Just understand where and when. When and where matters. It matters, okay? It really fucking does. Like I said, we are always grouped as a whole, as a race, on any little thing we do. So best believe you are a reflection of your people. You should act accordingly. I know it's not fair. Oh, trust me, I know it's not fair. But it's the cards we were dealt. You know what I mean? And we still shine and we still glow regardless. So I think we could do that. I think we could code switch when necessary. I think that's an ability we could all have. You feel me? And when we in the hood, we back on our hood shit. I'm just saying.
Negative visibility. You know, you're seeing Jamal Bryant taking credit for the boycott of Target and stuff, and that wasn't even him that started it, but neither here nor there. The point that I'm making is that he does deserve credit, and this is one of the things, this is the power of social media in a positive way. Because social media is used, I would say maybe 90% for negative, 10% for positive. This is how you leverage it for positivity, because I do think that you should carry yourself. And, you know, I even did a reaction video to a server, a woman that was a former server, saying, well, it's the dope boys and this that spend the most money. How ghetto and how ratchet and how crazy that we continue to support such foolishness.
Like, if you're a Black American, I need you to stay right here. If you're not, I'll give you a few seconds so you can go on and scroll on by. Great. Okay. We need to have a talk. You know, it comes to a point where...
No, she's beautiful. I'm just wondering where this is going.
Supporting and defending your community just is... It becomes so exhausting that you feel this frustration, and you start to understand why people have the Black fatigue that they talk about. The Houston Rodeo, a family event. You have people there fighting, stealing, acting like menace to society, lawlessness.
I ain't gonna lie, I heard about that. I'm about to make a video about just that. We about to get into that next.
At an event that's supposed to be a fun, family-oriented event, you have Ruth Chris now saying, hey, we don't want to do this, but you guys are forcing our hand. We're going to have to enforce a dress code policy because how you guys are coming in here with your pants sagging, looking sloppy, all of these things, we just cannot allow. So then you sit back and you wonder why other races will say, we have Black fatigue. Guess what? I'm Black and I have Black fatigue. I am tired of the wrong type of people in our community, because let me preface this is not all Black people. This is not. You have people.
And part of me don't like that rhetoric. That's why I make that face, for anybody wondering. Part of me does not like that rhetoric because I feel like it feeds into respectability politics. You understand? I feel like it is a bit house nigga type of rhetoric, coonery type of rhetoric, to be like, I'm a nigga and I hate niggas. Like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. But I can acknowledge there are issues within the Black community that we do need to shed a light on. We do need to, feel me, put a spotlight on that bitch real quick. Okay? Yo, can we talk about this? And can y'all not get in y'all feelings when we talk about this? Can y'all have some type of account? Can we all be grown adults, hold ourselves accountable and say that this is an issue plaguing our community and that we should kind of work on this? Like, can we all come to an agreement? But you have your group of people within the Black community who don't want to hear none of that. They don't want to hear none of that. You feel me? They're like, nigga, accept me as I am. I'm a ghetto bitch, or I'm a hood nigga. I'm a this, I'm a that. Everywhere I go, you gonna know I'm a hood. I'm a ghetto. That I can agree becomes very exhausting. I think the whole Black fatigue propaganda that was at its peak a few months ago was racist as shit. But nonetheless, I digress. Let's get back to the video. But yeah, I don't think you should take your bullshit everywhere you go. I've been saying that this whole video. So
people over here making life miserable.
Facts.
For other fellow Americans because you have no manners, you have no standards, you have no morals. I don't care how you were brought up. If you were raised in the hood, if you were raised in a suburb, I don't care. Having character and manners will always take you far.
yep.
Facts.
So no,
Yep.
Agreed.
I don't blame people when they say no. We don't want your kind over here.
And see, that's the thing. What's being done at Ruth Chris is not them saying, hey, we don't want no niggas in here. That's not what's being said. What's being said is, if you're going to be here, you're going to dress accordingly. If you're going to be here, there is a dress code that you have to adhere to. And that is not racist. For any of you idiots out there that got the nerve and the gall and the audacity to catch fucking any type of attitude because of a dress code being implemented, it's not racist. It's not. It's fucking not. Okay? If they say we don't want black people in here, that is racist, irrefutably. But for them to say we just want a certain dress code, you have to wear a certain type of attire, and it's not even like I don't know what the dress code is yet. But if they were saying no do-rags, no Jordans, no the stereotypical black attire, streetwear, no chrome hearts, no fucking, you feel me, no denim tears, no off-white, no. If they were saying shit like that, maybe then you could say that's racist. But when they're just saying, hey, pants all the way up, please, okay? No big ass bubble coats that you could potentially conceal something in, okay? That's not racist. That's a business doing what they need to do to keep their business running and healthy and prosperous into the near future. Let's get back into it.
I'm hesitant. I don't blame them. I do not. Because if anything, what it shows is that you cannot call a pattern of facts racism and stereotype. Stereotypes all come from
somewhere.
A truth.
They come from somewhere.
What a concept.
They come from somewhere. You know, I'm glad.
You know, I agree. Stereotypes come from somewhere. They do. But I do feel like it's very much so black people are at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to who you can talk shit about. We're at the bottom of the bottom as far as what race you can talk the most shit about. You can talk all the shit in the world about black people. You know who's at the very top of who you can't talk shit about? Them boys. I don't even got to say who. We all know who. You feel me? But black people, you could talk shit about black people all day, every day. And it's fully socially acceptable. So I agree, stereotypes come from a real thing. But when I say, I don't trust this white man around my daughter. Why? Because white men are a large percentage of child fiddlers, child pornography, child rapists. This is statistically true. These are statistics. This is statistically proven. These are facts. I'm not fabricating nothing. But that's a fucked up stereotype, isn't it? But based off the stats, it's the same bullshit when white people be like, I don't feel safe around black people because they're only 15% of the population, but they commit 60% of the crimes, right? All right, well, with that case, I don't trust white men because they fiddle with children. Yeah. I'm just saying, if you want to play that stereotype game, we could play that game too.
What a concept.
They come from somewhere. You know, I'm glad that Ruth Chris is standing up for itself now. I know that there's going to be some people that are offended at the idea that Ruth Chris actually wants to enforce a dress code, because today, in this day and age, everybody should just be able to do whatever they want as long as they're spending money and not tipping. Not tipping. Because we ain't even going to talk about tipping culture. First thing I'm trying to figure out is where y'all getting all of this money from? Where y'all out here at Ruth Chris? I ain't got it. I ain't got it. Don't ask me for nothing. I am tapped out. And I'm going to go ahead and eat at home instead of going into Ruth Chris and trying to fight with people that got on bubble coats and Timbs at these type of places. And that's the way that they want to dine. And I'm going to be honest with you. Most restaurants don't trip about it. Like, you know, they don't make a big deal if it happens here or there or whatever, or somebody comes in and as long as they got their shirt buttoned up, they should be fine. You know, they don't make too big of a deal about it. But when it starts to get out of hand and it becomes a cultural norm and they trying to turn Ruth Chris into Wendy's, then that's when they have to start saying something, because they don't want the quality of their restaurant to just absolutely, positively go into the toilet, and I do not blame them.
I actually agree with Anton in this case. I already said my piece. This video's touching 30 minutes. Let's not even get there. Like I said, it's not racist for dress codes to be implemented, okay? So, yeah, let's not bring hood shit everywhere we go. I'm just saying, it's not that hard to turn the switch on and just code switch real quick. You know we need to. You know we need to. This is the reality of the world. But it's not fair. Why do we have to? Because we have to do the most. That's the cards we were dealt, and we still be shining regardless. Okay? Michael B. Jordan just became the 6th black man in history to win an Oscar. So, save me the fucking tears. Save me the fucking woe is me bullshit. We can obviously achieve greatness as a collective and individually. It's a decision you have to make, whether you want to partake in some good shit or some hood shit. I personally love the hood shit. I ain't gonna lie. I love the hood shit. I'm a hood nigga to the core. But I know when to turn that shit off, because all this good shit that the hood shit wouldn't really mesh well with. I need this too. You feel me? I need this too. I want to be successful. I want to be able to eat at certain restaurants and not be looked at. They're going to look at you weird regardless. Some people are just racist. You could be, that's why I say I don't really fall into respectability politics. Because at the end of the day, you still a nigga in a coupe. You still a nigga in Ruth Chris. It's still nigga. Regardless. Still nigga. Okay? I truly believe that. That's just the reality of the world. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't present yourself nicely regardless. Doesn't mean you still shouldn't dress properly for certain events and occasions. I'm just saying, that's called self-respect. Fuck what anybody else thinks or says about you. Have self-respect. That's all I'm saying. Alright? If anybody disagrees with me or agrees with me, please let me know in the comments below. Let's have a conversation. Do you believe that this falls into respectability politics? I believe so. But if not, let me know. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a discourse about it. Okay? With that being said, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.